Rats belong to the rodent family, which is actually the largest group of mammals on the planet, with evolutionary roots stretching incredibly deep into history. Now, out of all those species, two managed to achieve this spectacular global dominance: the brown rat, which a lot of people call the Norway rat, and the black rat, or the roof rat. And here's a wild fact. Despite the name, the Norway rat actually evolved in ancient Asia, exactly like the black rat. But as human civilization started booming and our global trade routes expanded, rats saw an unbelievable opportunity. During the Age of Sail, our massive merchant ships basically became their floating homes. Our endless food supplies, those became their buffets. Basically, wherever we went, they followed right behind, eventually conquering nearly every single continent on the planet. This relentless march across the globe wasn't just some lucky accident, it was an absolute masterpiece of adaptation.
Chapter 2: The Biological Arsenal. Look, if you're gonna conquer the world, you need the right tools. And a rat's body, it is a perfectly engineered survival machine. I'm talking about biological hardware refined through millions of years of brutal evolutionary testing. Take their incisors, for example. Those front teeth are actually coated with iron-rich enamel. That makes them ridiculously durable. And here's the crazy part. Those teeth literally never stop growing, which means they are forced to constantly gnaw on things just to keep them filed down. But survival isn't just about brute force, right? It's about unparalleled awareness of your surroundings. Their whiskers act as these highly sensitive spatial sensors, allowing them to map out pitch-black spaces before they even step foot inside. On top of that, they have exceptional hearing. They can pick up ultrasonic sounds way beyond human range. Add in an advanced sense of smell that lets them identify food, detect hidden predators, and even recognize individual members of their own colony just by scent alone. It's incredible. Every single physical feature commands profound respect. Wood, plastic, metal, concrete. I really want you to let that sink in for a second, because those iron-coated teeth we just talked about never stop growing. They literally have to chew to survive. And because of that, almost nothing we build is completely safe from their sheer destructive capability. They can literally chew their way through the very foundations of our modern civilization.
Chapter 3: Masters of the City.
We really like to think that our modern cities are designed entirely for us, the humans. But if you look at it from a rat's perspective, human cities are enormous, perfectly designed ecosystems tailor-made for them. Every single restaurant alleyway, every overflowing garbage bin, the vast network of sewer tunnels, and those abandoned buildings, they all provide prime shelter. We haven't just learned to share our cities with them, we've essentially built them an endless, year-round, all-you-can-eat buffet. Because of this massive constant food supply, urban rat populations just don't face the same seasonal starvation that other wildlife has to deal with. And honestly, the staggering magnitude of their hidden populations is almost hard to wrap your head around. Right now, beneath your feet, major cities are housing hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions of rats. It is an entire nocturnal society living right underneath us.
So, you're probably wondering, if there are millions of them down there, why do we rarely ever see them? Well, the answer to that is actually their greatest superpower. As pest control experts will tell you, rats are cautious, very cautious. They only really emerge after dark, specifically when human activity completely dies down. And they constantly, and I mean constantly, assess risks before they even think about approaching new objects or unfamiliar foods. Their invisibility, it is entirely by design. This extreme caution is exactly what keeps them out of danger, and it is the precise reason why controlling their populations is just so incredibly difficult for us. And believe me, they absolutely need that level of caution, because out there in the wild, they are locked in a constant, brutal survival arms race. Rats face a completely terrifying gauntlet of predators every single day. You've got owls using exceptional night vision and perfectly silent flight to strike out of nowhere from above. How do rats counter? They hide deep in the absolute darkest shadows. You've got snakes relying on stealth and deadly ambush tactics. The rat counters with that extreme situational awareness we talked about, using those whiskers and that crazy scent detection. Then there are cats, depending on pure speed and agility. So what is the rat's ultimate defense against all of this relentless hunting? Rapid reproduction. A female rat can become pregnant again almost immediately after giving birth. This means they can expand their population dramatically the second conditions are right, perfectly maintaining that delicate, brutal balance between predator and prey.
Chapter 4: A Surprising Mind.
Now, to truly understand these creatures, we have to look past the grime and the grit of the city sewers. Far from being just simple scavengers,
Rats possess cognitive abilities that honestly rival a lot of higher mammals. Their inner lives are bursting with complexity. They don't just blindly memorize where to run, they actually build complex spatial mental maps of their entire environment. And they demonstrate observational learning. That means if one rat finds a safe way to get food, the others are literally watching and learning from them. But perhaps the most astonishing thing of all, scientists have found that they actually exhibit empathy-like behavior. If given the chance, a rat will very often choose to help a trapped companion. They are highly social beings. They live in these deeply structured colonies with clear hierarchies where the younger rats learn directly from the older, dominant members. And they coordinate all of this, wait for it, by communicating with a secret language. They use these inaudible ultrasonic vocalizations that human ears simply cannot pick up. How wild is that?
Chapter 5. Our Intertwined Histories. Ever since the dawn of human agriculture, when we first started storing massive amounts of grain and accidentally threw up a giant neon sign for rodents, the rat's story has been completely bound to our own. They became the uninvited yet entirely permanent companions of human civilization. But we do need to look at the historical plague paradigm impartially here. Historically speaking, rats took the absolute 100% blame for the devastating plague outbreaks of medieval Europe. People viewed them as these malicious architects of human suffering. However, modern science has actually revealed a much more complicated, nuanced truth. The transmission of the plague heavily involved fleas and bacteria. Rats were really just animals responding to their environmental conditions. They were simply occupying ecological opportunities, exactly like any other wildlife would. The truth is, they were victims of the disease too, not the evil, intentional spreaders that history made them out to be.
Actually, when you look at it, humanity owes a monumental debt to the rat. For well over a century now, their physiological similarities to humans have made them absolutely invaluable to the scientific community. It's a crucial point. Our entire modern understanding of things like learning, memory, addiction, nutrition, and disease, it has all been profoundly shaped by research on rats. Literally countless medical treatments that are used globally today were developed directly through these studies. Their unwilling contribution has fundamentally advanced human health worldwide. And all of this leads us to this really fascinating duality, the two faces of the rat. On one side of the coin, we have the ultimate urban scavenger, right? The gritty, wild survivor of the night. But on the other side, we have the affectionate pet. Domestic rats, which have been selectively bred for their temperament, completely challenge every single stereotype you can think of. They learn their own names, they respond to training, they can navigate complex obstacle courses, and maybe most surprisingly, they form incredibly strong, deep emotional bonds with their human owners. It's just a remarkable contrast, and it reveals the true hidden depth of this completely misunderstood species.
Chapter 6. The Resilient Future. Our planet is changing, and it's changing fast. As climate change, rapid urban expansion, and massive habitat destruction transform ecosystems all across the globe, we're seeing so many species really struggling to survive. But the rat remains remarkably flexible. Their diverse diet, their sharp intelligence, and their unbeatable reproductive success make them, without a doubt, one of the most resilient mammals alive today. In fact, this is really the core takeaway of this entire explainer. Survival often depends not on size or raw strength, but on flexibility. They've survived massive natural disasters, relentless predators, massive human eradication campaigns, and dramatic environmental shifts. They don't give up, they simply adjust, and they overcome. They have evolved alongside us for millennia, and there is no doubt they will continue to do so. Their future remains inextricably, permanently connected to ours. So I want to leave you with this one thought. As they continue to quietly occupy the dark shadows of our cities, what can the remarkable survival of the rat teach us about our very own future in a rapidly changing world? Thank you so much for exploring the hidden world of nature's ultimate survivor with me today. Keep wondering, and always keep looking closely at the world around you.